I'm Michelle from Legal Suite, and in this webinar, we are going to discuss the Lookup libraries in Legal Suite. Now, the Lookup libraries are an incredibly handy tool. They are little repositories of information that allow you to save information that you would normally type in. So you can access the Lookup library, you can pop in an entry, and you can recall it at any time, which saves you having to type the whole string of text or word or whatever. Now, they are located all over the program, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to use the Lookup libraries in the address book because they're all kind of nice and locally situated, and we can bounce from one to another. So from my Matter screen, I'm going to click on my address book, and I'm going to edit my very first party. Okay, now the Lookup libraries are denoted by little red arrows at the end of the field. So I've gone into the signatory screen, and at the end of the field, I see the little red arrow, which means there is a Lookup library at this field. Now, this is the authorized by field. So for a juristic entity, these various signatories, how they're authorized. And if I click on this Lookup library, you will see that I have various manners of authorization. So I can just, this is a CC, so it would be duly authorized by resolution of the members. I can simply select. So groups of words that you would use all the time, instead of having to retype duly authorized thereto by resolution of the members of, I can simply go into the Lookup library and grab it. At the capacity phrase as well, I have various capacities that I've inserted. So as this is a CC, in my capacity as a member of, and so on and so forth. Right, now how do we get information into the Lookup libraries? Well, while I'm in the Lookup library, it has a yellow screen, so I can use my yellow insert key. Alternatively, I can right-click and choose the insert option. So you can type whatever you wish into the Lookup library, okay? As long as you say okay, it will be there forever. You can also edit or change existing entries. And again, you can delete. Once again, Legal Suite will always ask you to confirm a deletion, and please note that once it's been deleted, it is gone for good. Also, do be careful of editing existing entries because another user may have put it in, you go and edit it, and then you've changed, the thing that person uses all the time. So if you see something that looks similar to something that you use, rather insert your own. These take up a tiny amount of space in the database, and you have unlimited space for these. A nice little example here is at citations. For both plaintiff and defendant, citations can be quite long, and at the Lookup library, you can insert various citations that you use. Although Legal Suite will use its own logic to insert a citation, and we do have some webinars on that. Just a quick note here, there are Lookup libraries pretty much everywhere in Legal Suite, and we've only put arrows at the fields that we think are the most important, the ones that you use all the time. Lookup libraries can be accessed even if there is not a little arrow at the end of the field by simply standing in the field and holding down Control and pressing the up arrow on your keyboard. It will take you to the same place. So basically speaking, anywhere that you can type information in, with the exception of a RAND value and a date, they are in fact Lookup libraries. So let's just have a look at a little example here. Okay, so here would be a Lookup library. I could click up on the little arrow. Alternatively, I can stand in the field and go Control up arrow. It will take me to the same place. Okay, so please do remember the Lookup libraries. They are very, very handy repositories for information. Just make your life a little bit easier with a nice little shortcut.